You are listening to Maria Van, Book 9, Not Even the Past, by Anna Jansson, narrated by me, Sofia Engstrand. Chapter 1. If the permanent watch hadn't been withdrawn from the island of Gotska Sandön, the women's lives could have been saved. That was the unanimous opinion once the bodies had been picked up by helicopter one windy Sunday morning at the start of September. A possibility had opened up as a result of an ill-considered chess move that left the Paradise Island open for use by the Black Queen. When the watch disappeared from the island, there was no longer any possibility of a draw, or even of castling. To a confused mind, thoughts of death were stirred up as compensation for a life lost. The sea and the northwesterly wind would help her. She knew them well, and knew how to use their power. Nature would kill them all, and the sand would bury them in its vast embrace. Bury them before forgetfulness could carry them across the sea of time. Where nothing is new or old, good or evil, as it is in time. In time, a wreck plunderer's soul can haunt for 200 years or more, out of fear of not being remembered. His spirit is there on Sandön, like a whisper through stunted pine trees, in trees that are blackened by lightning and fire, or white like the living skeletons in the dead forest, as a murmur through the yellow blades of the lime grass on the shifting sand dunes, as a roar from the waves by the copper stones, as frothing foam hissing across the shore, reaching with eager fingers for something to drag into the depths, or as the caress of the treacherous sand against your bare feet, the moment before the ground gives way and you sink towards a bottomless grave. Is that not a justified demand of life? To mean something for someone? To have carved your name out of love or fear in someone's thoughts and memory when life is over? For 4 days, Erik Jansson sat dead in his car on Highway 142 between Linde and Hemse on Gotland. 4 whole days without anyone walking up to the Volvo to see what had happened. If anyone had come to the rescue shortly after the man drove off the road, perhaps his life could have been saved. Possibly. The forensic pathologist was a little vague on that point. But the fact remained with alarming clarity. No one had bothered to check if there was anyone inside the car. Perhaps that was because of the copious amount of snow that had hit much of the island on the night of the 21st of December. In a matter of minutes, the windows were covered, and it was impossible to see inside the car from the road. An hour or so later, the Volvo was embedded in a sizable snowdrift in the ditch. Its license plates weren't visible. The headlights went out when the battery stopped working. It looked like just any other abandoned vehicle. The number of cars that passed by, heading into town or back during those days, could only be conjectured. The fact remained that no one, not a single one of all the people who travelled on that road, had stopped to find out what had happened. After 4 days, the weather turned, and the sleet brought with it a thaw and temperatures above freezing. Late on Christmas Day, a 13-year-old on his older brother's souped-up moped discovered the man in the driver's seat of the red Volvo. He had opened the car door, and the man, now half-thawed, had toppled out, seeing as he hadn't been wearing a seatbelt. The boy hadn't managed to prop Erik Jansson back in his original position in the driver's seat. The body remained lying on the ground beside the car, which might explain the bite marks from a fox that the pathologist noted.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?